Alright, camera in the center, script right behind. Cool. Sup, y'all? It's me, it's your boy. Hey, it's Sol, and I was asked the question. Oh boy. The last question I answered was one of those vague, almost philosophical questions that didn't really have an answer. Thank you, Shaddix. So the other day, Time of Sin sent me this question. Hey Sol, I want to ask you what you think about the anti-Blizzard and or generally cynical or negative sentiment among the more vocal players, when the fact that these people are still playing would seem to contradict their sentiments. Thanks for the damn question. And my favorite color is blue, and I drink my coffee black. And Smallville, yeah. Alright, here we go. I can answer this question pretty quickly, but I'm purposefully going to be long-winded in my answer. I'm going to explore deeper than just looking at actions that contradict feelings. I'm going to at least touch on some of the behavior of World of Warcraft fans that we read and listen to. There are many things that we could say about World of Warcraft, but one undisputed fact is that a hell of a lot of people from nearly all walks of life have played this game at some point, and some have played longer than others. Yeah, I still haven't taken it out of the bag. This question talks about the critics of WoW, and I'll classify them into two groups. There's the journalistic and vocal ones, kind of like me. Videos, podcasts, interviews. These are the players with something to say, and they come with their own brand of nuance and personality. Hey, it's Sol, stay breezy guys. You get it. And there are critics who aren't literally vocal but are nonetheless very outspoken. We'll see this in amateur blogs, forums, comment threads, Reddit, and so on. Keep in mind that just about everything I say in the rest of this video is my personal opinion coming from very limited research. I don't intend to talk mess or put down groups of people. Those of us who talk about this or whatever game clearly have a sense of passion and love for it, but of course there's a thin line between love and hate. Let's talk about YouTube since I've hung out on this platform for a little while. We talk for the audience. It's still a big audience out there. Thousands upon thousands of viewers are out there and maybe a few dozen that are here. Hi. When the game's going great, we'll get excited and talk about it. When the going gets tough and the game isn't where we think it should be, we may get upset or even angry. And we'll talk about it. We're trying to connect with our audience and engage them with either supporting arguments or questions to challenge their established perceptions, or both. There's a sense of responsibility that content creators have to their viewers, even if the viewership is very small. But this is especially true for larger audiences. There is a line that's crossed where we'd stop giving attention to a game, and it doesn't really have to be because we don't like it anymore. It's more like if our audience cares or not. And if you haven't noticed, the biggest channels make real money off of their viewership. Views and hits and sponsors and ads and whatever. People watch us talk about WoW, more often than not gravitating towards opinions that are aligned with their own. If we stop talking about WoW altogether just because we don't like it anymore, where do our viewers go? Somewhere else. Not only do we have that kind of responsibility to our viewers, but to ourselves as well. This is our hobby, and for established channels, their livelihood. And I think that's fair. If you don't like the negative bias, then find someone whose personality better suits you. I don't think the negative Nancys out there are really hypocrites for doing what they do. Our primary audience is made of WoW players. For us to talk about WoW in any shape or fashion, we need a reference, a point of view, a source. We've got to keep playing it. And now the non-professionals. Think of the official forums, or MMO Champion, places like that. I frequent MMO Champion quite a bit and jump into conversations from time to time. It's hard. If you're not in the negative norm, you're like some Blizzard white knight, and you'll get trained on if you're not well-reasoned or articulate. Even the most well-meaning post is easily derailed by a couple of snappy comments. Downvotes really hurt. Hurtful comments are so common in these places it gives a real sense of dread in the world. Give a man a mask, and he will show his true face. Oscar Wilde said this, but I saw this quote on a recent episode of Grimm, but it's very true on the internet. But back to the topic. Why do some of these players post as they do? There's not a lot of incentives for these types. We'll call them trolls or karma whores, tough guys who want internet points, or people who just want to watch the world burn. Unfortunately, even after diving into these kinds of forums, you gotta understand that human beings are still complicated people, but I'll take a guess. I think some of these players feel betrayed by the game they loved for, their own reason. And that betrayal was so complete that their indifference to it has lasted longer than they've ever enjoyed it. That was kind of depressing, so anyway, here's my puppy, and that's the end of the video. Time of Sin, I hope I answered your question, and I look forward to fielding more from you or whoever else. Thanks for watching. I'm Soul. Stay breezy, guys.